Hello, what is going on? I'm Gorfo. Welcome to the Gorfo channel. What is up, everybody? Everybody, what is up? Today, on a nice, cold ass Sunday, January day, we're going to do Evil Dead, the original Evil Dead, in light of the new Evil Dead Rise coming out. And in celebration of that, I want to do a watch of the original Evil Dead, Sam Raimi's Evil Dead. 3 weeks ago on And Horror for All, myself and Night Watch Zone discussed the original one. Go back and check that out. Um, and what we expected and what was going on with it and what we wanted from it and hoping it was pure horror. Well, this is the one, in my opinion, of the original ones, not including the remake, of course, that was pure horror. What I wanted from the series and from the franchise. And hopefully they're getting back to that because I think the remake is badass. I think it kicks total ass. I appreciate it when it first came out, but not as much as I do now, especially watching Army of Darkness over again. I mean, it's fun. It's got all that. It's got all Three Stooges bits and all that stuff. But when I look at Evil Dead, and I watched Army of Darkness beside the remake, beside the original, what I went back to and what my heart really loves, man, is that original horror. And that's what we're going to do today. First off, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's coming up in January, but what I'm going to do in January that I haven't got a chance to really talk about. Been talking to Phil from Phil's Creepy Vids about doing, since he and I got all this memorabilia and all this horror shit back here, and he's got all, everybody knows all the horror shit he's got. We're talking about doing a show maybe once a month about, our horror memorabilia, about our collections, and maybe do a comparison side by side, you know what I mean? And, or like a show and tell. He shows off like pick two or three things. Like he picks two or three things, and we take turns showing it off and like show and tell, show it, tell about it, move on. So hopefully everybody will catch that. Also, this coming Friday, myself and Eric from Hey Internet, Eric here. We'll be doing a Friday the 13th celebration, and we're going to be doing some Friday the 13th stuff, maybe some counting down, maybe this and that. Before I do my Friday the 13th Part 2 watch at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. So on to this. Let's see what we got here. Hey, what is going on, man? Haven't seen you in here. I'm not. I don't think I've seen you in here before, man. Welcome. If I have. It's been a minute. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to meet you. Or if I have met you before, sorry about that. Nice to see you again. You big Evil Dead fan? Uh, Drizzly Evil Dead's crazy, man, because they made it, they shot it. Finally, 3 years later, they whipped it out. You know what I mean? They got back together, whipped it out. It was filmed basically in the Tennessee mountains. Fred, now this is the guy that'll get me in check if I say any shit wrong. It's Slasher Fred. What's going on, Fred? How you doing, man? Seen you a little bit ago, didn't I? Yeah, I just did. Anybody who missed it, go back and check out the original Firestarter. I did a watch of it last night. It was pretty fun. Makes Evil Dead a classic is that it feels like a teen horror movie, even though the characters are college students. Yeah, and what's funny about it is the chick that played Shelley, um, yeah, Teresa Tilly. She had just joined the union, and she tried so hard to get into the union. And then just for doing this movie, she was suspended from the union for like 6 months just for doing this film. That's crazy. It tells you how stupid people were back then about horror movies and all this kind of stuff. Kind of makes you understand why. Oh, here, let me just let me double up on something really quick, you guys. Sorry about that. Check up on my shit just a little bit here, really fast. Uh, I just want to look at something real fast. Sorry about that. Apologize, all that stuff. Forgetting damn names, guys. All right, yeah. Yeah. When Galen Ross, uh, when Galen Ross made Madman, she changed her name, and that's why is because even though she had done Dawn of the Dead, it was a little more respectable because it was made by a known director. It was made by of course, it was made by George Romero, but the people that made Madman weren't known enough, so she used a completely different name in that. Because that made I always wonder why she did that. Maybe that's why. But yeah, you're right. It does. You know what I mean? It does get that feeling off, and it could be because they were college students. Because I mean, they were just. I mean, when you go back and watch the documentary and everything to Evil Dead, you see how young Sam Raimi and all these people were, and you hear them talk about it. It's funny because you hear them talk about how him and Ted were reading their Spider-Man comics, and then look, years later they end up doing the Spider-Man movies. Pretty funny. This is one, I mean, I don't have to give too many facts or trivia or anything about this. Everybody pretty much knows about this. I mean, I'll talk about it, but there's really not that much. So I just kind of wanted to cover this one. And maybe Evil Dead 2, but definitely the remake, leading up to the April 21st release of Evil Dead Rise, which I am psyched about, man. I am jacked about that. If anybody else is going to be watching with me, let me know. And I will hold off for a minute. And if not, here in a minute or so, I'll get it going. Slasher Fred is a follower and a fan of Phil's channel, so I know he'll probably be checking out that memorabilia show and tell between me and Phil. Um, Me and Phil have been friends now for a good minute. Phil was one of the first people that I watched, when I decided to make a channel and get into this and everything. And Phil's still one of my best friends up here. Kind of how I first started hearing about Slasher Fred. Maybe, or was it through Night Watch Zone, Fred? I don't remember, man. We meet so many people coming through here. Did I meet you through Phil or did I meet you through Night Watch? Could have been either one, I think, maybe. Seems like you cover no, maybe that's one. Maybe that's Kubrick Lover that I'm thinking of that I met through Phil. I don't remember if you were ever on Phil or not. If you're ever in the chat there or not. But yeah, this is written, uh, directed, co-produced by Raimi. Of course, Bruce Campbell's one of the producers. And you got what you call on this. You got your fake shimps, which is basically later on in the movie when you see, the Deadites getting killed. Those the reason they don't look like people is because they didn't have the actors anymore. They could only afford to have them for so long, so they used their friends, and their friends are what they call fake shimps. Shimps coming from the Three Stooges. Shemp, Three Stooges. Because they didn't have to pay their friends like that, right? Well, maybe a joint, dinner or something. Um, Other than that, Greg Nicotero was talking, and I'll talk about this a little bit more. Greg Nicotero was talking about the makeup and how he felt that the original Evil Dead, it's got such a scariness to it, man. Certain parts of the original Evil Dead does, like you sit there giggling, you know what I mean? That he felt like that the original Evil Dead would have rivaled Exorcist in its scariness, for back in the day, if they would have, if they'd have had a higher up prosthetics and a better makeup and special effects people. And I think he's probably right. All right, I got this all set up here. Let me adjust the volume, get my spectacles on so I can see what the hell is happening here. Oh, well, here, let me show this off. You know how I am. I'm a show off, This one of my, uh, this is one of my favorite Halloween shirts. This is my favorite scenes in the film too. You know what a mark I am for the original Halloween film, the original 1978 Halloween. All right, I got the volume down, ready to go. Everybody's ready. I will count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, let me get on here really quickly. I forgot to check it out, but I have no backup going today, so I will get on here and I will check out. And I'll find out where else you can find this book. For those who might not have a physical media, not everybody's a physical media, not like we are. Streaming. Hey, this is an Obama phone, and I cannot stand that version of that brand of phone that they send you. Absolutely sucks, man. Well, shit. Okay. Oh, I need my other one. I need my other phone. Let me try this way. I'm gonna get it going a little more. All right. Next one. I know I am looking forward to that new one like crazy. Who always played the who always played the video game for PlayStation 2? My my oldest son used to play the hell out of it. Um, there's my fiance. Hello, baby. How you doing? I say hi to my fiance, Gretchen. It says the original Night of the Living Dead, the actor who plays the guy who what? Love the original Night of the Living Dead. So you're definitely barking up the right tree there, man. I love the Night of the Living Dead. I love this part. Law might be in real bad shape. Yeah, nobody's seen this place yet. Well, not yet. It might not be that bad. No, it might actually be kind of nice. Yeah. It's probably a real pit. Scotty's a real jerk. He's a real dickhead. Like, he's the first one ready to just leave everybody and just take the fuck off. I don't know, but when I'm driving over a bridge and pieces of it are falling off, I don't think I think instead of going all the way this way, I think I'm going all the way back that way and find someplace else to go. That's just me, though. I don't think I'm gonna get stuck over there with no way to get back. Look at that. Oh, what is that? I seen it for a minute. It looked like an Impala. But now, what is that? I don't remember what kind of car they use. Of course, I'm not exactly the biggest car enthusiast. I don't know as much about cars as a lot of dudes. I was kind of stuck inside guy, you know what I mean? I think what you're saying, friend. The original Night of the Living Dead, the actor who plays the guy, dies in a fiery truck, kind of looks like Bruce Campbell. Yes, he does. But that just struck me. Yeah, yeah, you're right. He does. Like an older, skinnier version, like when Ash is a deadite in part 2. Yeah. I think it's funny is something they changed because Evil Dead 2 is basically a remake of its own part one. You know what I mean? Um, then we called it Evil because they basically send it. You know, people have often asked why he goes back to the same place. Well, he doesn't. They're just remaking their own part one. Um, and I think it's funny how in this one they refer to him as Ash with the name Ashley. You notice how in the second one they don't refer to him as Ashley. I don't believe. I'm not sure he's ever referred to as Ashley in part two. He said this cabin is no more. This this cabin actually came down. Now, Fred, did I meet you through Night White Zone or Phil? Is that where I first seen you in the chat, or did I first see you in Phil's chat? Talk to me, brother. This is kind of bugging me. I want to know. Oh, my friends, please, my good friends, please give me a thumbs up if you would, sir. Yeah, we doing. I didn't realize, when I started my Friday the 13th thing this past Friday night, Saturday morning, I had no idea, and the God's honest truth, I had no idea that this coming Friday was Friday the 13th, or I would have waited and did part one on Friday the 13th. But I'm kind of glad because now my favorite Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th part two, will be on Friday the 13th. Instead of doing it at midnight, I'll go ahead and do it at 11. That way it starts on Friday. So, talk about the timing. It was this. I was supposed to do Friday. Right. I was supposed to do that franchise. I truly believe that. I believe in fate and destiny. I think these first two Evil Dead are the only one that they refer to as the Necronomicon, Ex Mortis. Also, well, besides maybe the remake. We got any of the remake fans out there? Do we know if the new Evil Dead Rise is it a part of is it a part of the original franchise? Is it like a part of the remake, that franchise, or is it its own thing, or they started over? The horror music video called Blood Red Sin. I love how the clock stops there, and you know what that's homage to. You gotta have the swinging clock. You gotta have the swinging grandfather clock stop. I think one of the creepiest things about this Evil Dead is how they go in midair and they do that shit, and you can hear them talking. We'll take you one by one, one by one. We will take you. Yet you don't see the words coming out of their mouth at all. They're just kind of talking. Usually that would come off kind of weird and cheesy. You know what I mean? It's like you don't see their lips moving. But the way it's done here really works. Blood and Sandman, huh? Yeah. Oh, Blood Red Sandman. Okay. Do you not know, or what? Do you not know where I first seen your name, or where you first noticed my name? Can you tell me that? This cabin has definitely seen its better days, man. It looks like it was just literally just whipped up, especially on the inside. I mean, that's bad because the outside looks like shit too. You definitely tell that Roth was a fan too because that cabin on the outside, everything about that shit on the outside looks like his cabin. Actually, they're first delving into this Evil Dead series. Sam Raimi's first delving into it was done in 19. They messed around with it in 1979. Something that kind of on the side called "Within the Woods." It's got shit. But there's something down there. I love how they always try to chalk it up to wind. How wind just blew open this 50-pound uh, cellar door. That's some serious wind, man. Especially if it blows open from the bottom and shoots it up to where it's going to go. Yeah, he's listed as Ashley Williams. Man, look how young he is. That's crazy. She could play Shelley actually had the most actual acting experience. This is only what a couple of years before they joined up and helped out to make Intruder. Hey, anybody ever seen it? Intruder? I'm sure everybody has. I mean, Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi must have been the best friends because Bruce is if you remember, he was the director. Classic. Dark Man, Spider Man. On, man. I like to have seen a little bit of a little bit more of him and a little bit more of a character in Spider Man. I like to have seen Campbell play like some off the side, like for like Campbell play the dude that stole the money instead. You know what I mean? Or a character kind of like what he did in Escape from L.A. That kind of thing would have been fun for Bruce Campbell, I think. Yeah, for everybody seen Evil Dead 2, you notice by Evil Dead 2, um, Raimi and Craven have been picking back and forth at each other by then. You know, in Evil Dead 2, you got you got them kind of showing, oh yeah, well here's this, we'll look at this. I think you got Hills Have Eyes poster, and then over here you got he shows the and then Number Elm Street you got a scene from Evil Dead. It's pretty cool. They just kind of poke back and forth with each other. A little bit of friendly jousting going on. A little bit of Civil War or something. Not even Civil War, just kind of a friendly poking here and there. Nah, I see you. I see you, but you can't see me, right? Yeah, Darkman's a pretty good one. Um, Darkman came about because Raimi was supposed to do the 1989 Batman. of course, ended up, being done having Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson and everybody in it. But that was supposed to be done by Raimi. He ended up losing out on it, so he just went and made up his own superhero, his own dark superhero. I think that one probably hurt. He's what you don't do alone. Ended up being done by a very weird guy, man. That dude is weird. All the way from Edward Scissorhands to Nightmare Before Christmas to what's his name, Tim. Last name is eluding me right now. And I know it. It's also no classic movie. Can't believe it. Yeah, Maniac Cop. Him and Tom Atkins. Yeah, Tom Atkins is the man. Yeah, absolutely. Maniac Cop. Maniac Cop 2 is pretty good too, man. Both of the first two. I still to this day have not seen Maniac Cop 3. Where's Maniac Cop? Yeah, here's Maniac Cop 3. I have not seen that movie. Still don't have the 4Ks of Maniac Cops either. The Blue Underground version. Still don't have those. Need to get that again. But I got, I got the Arrow. I got the first one, Arrow. From the one to translated. Good bound in human flesh. Exportix. Demon Resurrection. I love that old player, that old fucking player, man. Yeah, I love old school shit like that. Has Raimi ever released any version of Within the Woods or Clockwork or anything like that? Do you know? I wouldn't mind checking him out if he has any sort of a finished product on any of that shit, or even if he doesn't. Where if he has any of that release anywhere. I guess the budget on this all together once they put it together and got all their shit together and released. I guess it was like ended up total being $350,000. So not bad for college students, is it? The TV series was scandal that took place through real time. Jack of all trades, and that probably makes sense because Bruce Campbell is kind of a jack of all trades. He was like I always like considered him physical comedy wise, like the second coming of John Ritter. You know what I mean? It's like you had like so like in my opinion, he's in like the top five of physical comedians ever. You know what I mean? You got Lucille Ball, you got John Ritter, you got Dick Van Dyke, you got Bruce. In my opinion, he just as good, or at least just as good as any of them. Unless you can go, yeah, unless you can go from looking so sweet, just sitting there, twirling her hair. I mean, it's just the way they got to move in their head. The girls, the way they did that, they kind of set the bar for the Evil Dead movement. Man, I think it was that Betsy Baker that did it. The one who plays Linda. And yeah, part two was basically because wasn't his girl in Evil Dead 2? Wasn't that Linda also? Yeah, even now, darling Linda's soul, she suffers in torment. I like Evil Dead 2, but if I just wish they would have left out some of that, like if they would have cut out at least half of that breaking the dishes on his head thing, it still could have come off just as cool, and he could have showed off his physical comedy, and you know what I mean. He could have showed it off just as well. I mean, it wouldn't, you know what I mean. That's where it started getting a little too, you know, a little too animated for me. Don't wrong, I like Evil Dead too, but it kind of, it was kind of a precursor to Army of Darkness. And I'm not a fan of Army of Darkness. I just do not like it, man. Shocker. This people, some of the Evil Dead. Yeah. Yeah, Ivan's also involved in this too. He's involved in a lot of the production. Um, you know, a lot of the behind the scenes shit. He's one of what they call the fake shimps. Like I said, they'd have family and friends and stuff do that because they was out of money. The actors, they had to get them in and out really quick because they couldn't afford them. So all the people in all the makeup and shit. That's why they don't look. When I was a kid, I remember seeing it. And I remember thinking, why don't they look like? They don't look anything like the people. And found out why later, of course, because the people in the makeup are different people than the actors. Cheryl. The part that triggers a lot of the bad shit people is the whole Cheryl and Tree part. Might push the boundary of good taste a little bit. Timestamp here. Timestamp 23 minutes. Well, you're the one talking to me, Fred. I appreciate it, man. Because I love to get conversation going during all this. Got 14 folks here. You're the one talking to me, brother. Talk to me, guys. Let's get into some conversation. Tell me anything. Tell me fuck off, whatever. Fuck you, man. We hate you, man. No, no, this was made in Sutton, Tennessee. I'm assuming, somewhat in the mountains. I'm not too sure. It's been a while since I've gotten into the behind the scenes trivia part of it, but just kind of went with what I knew a lot about. Hadn't really watched the documentaries a lot lately. Shocker, man! I ain't seen that one in a minute, man. See, man, I have people talk to me and everybody leaves. Everybody hates me, man. Everybody hates me, man. Nobody wants to talk to go for him. This one, this one, this one. Egg. You pronounce Eggers Meggy, or you just want to call me Egg, or you just want to call you Egg, Egger, Egger, or Egger Smeggy. This one and the remake, definitely, man. This one and the remake, the horror. You know what I mean? If you ever watched the classic Nickelodeon series, Afraid of the Dark, yes, yeah, we talked about that before, man. Yeah, yeah. We talked about Are You Afraid of the Dark before? Good little show, man. I actually kind of missed that episode for the Ghostface on Mr. Evil Dude. And you always mention the ones I either haven't seen or don't remember very well. Yes, that's been done actually a few times, Fred, for sure. Hey, Phil, how you doing, man? Speaking of Phil, here we are. Phil, I was trying to figure out if I met Slasher Fred on your channel or if I met him on Nightwatch's channel. I was also boosting up what we talked about doing first episode of our horror memorabilia show. So we'll probably maybe do one a month. uh, Basically a horror memorabilia show and tell type thing. Either one is fine, cool. That'll work, man. Hey, it's trick or treat. Welcome, welcome. Like I said, please, if you give me that thumbs up, I'd truly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Evil Dead Rises is going to be in the Evil Dead universe, but it's a standalone story. Okay, so in the original franchise, because I know I know that it's something that I'm getting ready to cover in the morning when we record in Horror for All episode 3. I know it's basically about two estranged sisters, and they're looking to kind of mend their family, kind of mend their relationship. And um, one of the sisters is living in this like rundown, tiny little apartment building. They're in Los Angeles. She's got three kids. You know what I mean? So one sister comes to help her out, and they're trying to fix the relationship. And they come across, you know, the the book. So I mean, I'm assuming they're explaining how the book got there and all that kind of stuff. No, no, but yeah, I'll get into more of that and the cast and discuss, some of this stuff. When we do a recording for and horror for all tomorrow. We'll record episode 3. And it should be out 10:30 Tuesday morning. So looking forward to recording that. If something happens and we're not able to record that one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm getting ready to do a standalone solo horror news type show. So I'll just go ahead and record that and put it out. So standalone show, huh? So does that mean that it won't have it won't have any sequels or what? Or it's probably too early. All I know is they're looking for it to be successful because they was just going to release it directly to streaming, and it got such good feedback and went over so well that they decided to put it into the theaters. So that's pretty damn good feedback. If all the studio executives are like, "No, we're putting this in the theater," here they go. Nice little tension there. This has got such great atmosphere too, man. You got great tension here. She reached up to get the key. The key got stuck. She couldn't get it out. Meanwhile, you kind of see it coming slowly but surely. Like this thing usually moves a lot faster than this, but and she drops the key, and just when you think that she's fucked, right? Ash reaches out and grabs her arm and says, "What's going on? Get in here." Then you hear the demons going, "Oh, whoa," kind of moaning and pissed off as they back up. Yeah, the notorious tree assault scene. I want to get out of here. Oh yeah, she does. She definitely does want to get the hell out of there. You can't blame her. But you know, if someone came in and said that shit, you know, it'd be kind of a hard to believe story. You know, a tree assaulted me in the woods. You know, it'd be like, well, you think she's losing her mind. Hopefully, eventually get a team up with Ash and Mia. It just depends on if they take place in the same universe. You know, I'm not so sure that it's meant to be in that same universe. Like, I'm not so sure in the Mia universe if Ash is even supposed to exist. Like, if you know, I mean, of course, they could always make him exist, make it to where it, you know, but who knows? They can basically do anything with anything. You know what I mean? The movie The Deadites come when a tape recording is played. Yeah, where in most movies it shows a person reading from the book. That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I know. Yeah, in the in in the remake, the dude reads it aloud. I mean, proudly. That remake, man, I think it is just pure, you know, because you know they have the money behind it, you know, and it's just I think it is just pure horror, man. That remake is. I'm waiting for my Screen Factory 4K to show up. Should be here tomorrow, and also finally got Alligator. I got it with the slip. I got the 4K with the slip for $20, so I'm like pretty sure too. I seen Alligator so long ago I don't even remember. But from friends of mine that you know that I trust their opinion and I trust their taste. Tell me that I like it and it's good that I will like it and that, you know I trust them. So I went ahead and snatched it up. It was a steal, man. Brand new, still in the plastic. So, but I don't remember it. I remember seeing it when I was young, and I think maybe once, twice, probably only once. I'm also gonna be finishing best 1981 this month. I gotta get to that and do that. But I've been doing, you know, I enjoy doing these watches so much, you know, and I enjoy doing this stuff so much that I just haven't, you know, haven't had time to get to the other things like I want to. Between watches and spending time with my fiance and my son, and you know, and working on it, you know, and then horror for all and stuff like that. I just, you know, I haven't been putting the time into, you know, and I did my latest haul video the other day. Just haven't had time to put into the best 81 and stuff like that. But I'm gonna buckle down and do it and get it done with. So I can move on. I'm never gonna get these best of 1980s done if I don't get this 1981 soon. Need to do it. Ain't nothing to it to just do it. Wise man once said, "Look at this bridge. Like Godzilla just came right through it and just whacked this fucker with his tail." She flipped out. She's running back to the car and Ash jumps out and snatches her. She about had a fit, man. She came out of her skin and kept running. So yeah, she's losing it. Yeah, she's out of fist when she realized she cannot get the hell out of there. Imagine after all that happened and having to go back to this cabin and having to stay there for the night. Man. after all that just happened to you. This is obviously that evil is afoot. Evil is afoot. Good sir. Yeah, this is one of my favorite parts of the movie right here, where she. Now, why I don't understand why she's bullshitting her with these cards. Why she's telling her like if she keeps telling these cards, she keeps telling her that she's guessing it right. Okay, it's a seven. I don't believe it. It's an eight of hearts. Queen of spades. Four of hearts. Eight of spades. Two of spades. Jack of diamonds. Jack of clubs. Rah! This is I love this. This is creepy as shit, man. So unique for the time. This was so original. You will die like the others before. Because she's right there and she come off the feet and just the way they move is just awesome as hell. One by one we will take. That's one thing I loved how they left in the remake is they kept that one by one. It's the first thing that's said when all that shit breaks loose. One by one we will take you. And then she passes out. Mia. But I think Greg Nicotero's right. This fucker would have rivaled The Exorcist as far as terror goes. If the production value in as far as the makeup and prosthetics goes, because like she sets up and she's like, "That's really cool." It's scary. I mean, for what it was definitely chilling. For what they had, they did a great job with it. They might have seen the end, the clay animation. Obviously they didn't have very much money. Here she goes to the walkover. Oh, there goes Scotty. Scotty could have used a lot worse, like the axe right up his ass. Because Scotty's such a jerk, man. You go thud. Oh, it's like damn, bro, you're beating my sister in the head with the axe, kind of. See that right there, this part right here where he's hit her face when she's down in the cellar. That's one of the examples of the fake shimp. But yeah, I think Nicotero's right. I think it would have rivaled The Exorcist as far as just pure terror goes. And if they could have had somebody, you know what I mean? If they could have had a Dick Smith or whatever, at the time, do the makeup, the prosthetic. Imagine if Dick Smith could have done this. That would have been awesome. Timestamp almost 39 minutes. Halfway through. Oh, show. And just sitting there. It's good dialogue. Really good dialogue. Hang on one minute, guys. Sorry about that. Hang on. You hear me? Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, like that. That's like a dialogue. She goes, her eyes. What's wrong with her eyes? Yeah, he's being so supportive. Scotty is, and then it comes right down to it. He's such a good friend, such a great guy. You know, such a good buddy. That later on, he's asking for his help. And he's pretty much like, "Fuck you, man. That's your girlfriend, not mine. I don't care about her." And then when he goes outside and gets mortally wounded, he runs back in and is begging for help from Ash. I'd tell him to kiss my ass. It also worked Hercules and Xena. So yeah, I forgot about that. That's true. Xena, man, Xena was pretty cool. I never watched Hercules, but I did watch some Xena. I don't like Lucy. Lucy looks so rough yet so sexy too. She definitely had appeal to her. 1 by 1, we will take you. Uh, hey, Kessler, how you doing, man? Am I pronouncing that right? Welcome. I think it's the first time through here, man. Appreciate it, man. If you would, good sir, please give me a thumbs up if you could. Welcome, welcome. We do, everybody. Welcome you. Welcome, Kessler. Cool. Hell yeah. Looking forward to the new Evil Dead Rise, April 21st. It's kind of why I'm doing this. 3 weeks ago on my on mine Night Watch Zone's show and Horror for All, we first started talking about Evil Dead Rise. Shit, it's been at least 3 weeks ago now, and we'll be covering it a little bit more Tuesday on episode 3. So be sure to check that out, man. Don't mean to keep plugging in Horror for All, you guys. I'm just really proud of it. By the way, if anybody wants to join here, if you want to join, watch Kessler. Almost 44 minutes into it right now. Timestamp is almost 44 here. I'll tell you when it's exactly 44 minutes. I don't know what I would have done had remained on those hot coals. Bring my pretty flesh, pretty skin. Give it to us. Yeah, 44:10 now. That's makes these movies so cool. It's a shocking ending. All right, Darkness. We're supposed to have a shocking ending where Ash wakes up in the apocalyptic future. I like that. Above headshot. that is one cool thing about like when they're going across the swamp. The the cinematography's does a pretty good job. They were inexperienced, they didn't have any money, so for what they had, they did really well. That'd be a hell of a lot rougher than the way he's making it look with that knife, man. That buck knife cut off the hand, or cut that hand that badly. I forgot, yeah, he's that tough off the rest. He's gonna munch the rest of it. There's that dagger. That's cool. I just know. Here, hold on. Bring these over for when it's over. Do have White the Evil Dead figure collection. I'll show these off when it's over. That pissed them off. They stabbed him in the back. Meanwhile, here's the got this one. That's the finally released in the 40th anniversary edition. Oh, the Ash Evil Dead figure. I was gonna do it now. Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn. One of the two heads, of course, the other head has a split in half. There's Deadite Ash, the Kandarian dagger. Ash with the chainsaw hand and the boomstick. And Henrietta. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Phantasm School as hell too. Did a deep dive of that a long while back. I'm gonna be doing a watch of that here soon, actually, Kessler. Hey, Awesomeness, how you doing? Thanks for coming through. How you doing? Appreciate it. What growth party has a killer third act? Yeah, we got killer party right over there. Yep. Killer party is not one you hear a lot of people talk about. Yeah, I got that right over there. Oh, I think Screen Factory just released that. I haven't got Screen Factory yet. Got the DVD release. I do believe still. I've not gotten that on Blu-ray yet. DVD of that shit a year ago. I know it's kind of the Screen Factory. I'd probably just waited, but I never imagined that Screen. I mean, I guess I should learn by now that you never can too. John, watch Near Dark. Watch Near Dark. Near Dark. That's a good one. That's definitely a sleeper vampire flick, man. Got plans on getting this. I had my eyes on this killer media book of it that I've been wanting to get. Plan on getting that here real soon. Really nice. Earlier Bill Paxton role. Bill Paxton, Lance Hendrickson. It's a good one. Very unique vampire. 49 minutes on the timestamp. But yeah, there you go. Very. Yeah, either they're burying his girl and this guy. I don't know. I think this Scotty's just like low life. He's just, one cool thing though is at the very beginning when he's driving there, I love something I always do. He's drinking like he's drinking iced tea out of the mason jar. And I don't know if anybody else does, but I always loved a really cold ice, filled with ice drink out of a mason jar, a glass mason jar. It just tastes really good. It keeps it really. Also want to talk about the score of this too. Like for instance, when the cellar door flips open, that makes that noise, flips over, and boom. You know what I mean? That's considered part of the score. It's and that's done by a dude named Joseph DeLuca, and you know, just little things like that. I just find really important. Even just that little sound, like for instance in Black Christmas, it doesn't really have any score throughout the movie. Not really. The score in that is just kind of hammering on the piano. That's its score. Ding, ding, ding. You know what I mean? A truly creative musician can make music out of the simplest little thing. Not necessarily talented, but truly creative musician. See, he should raise his right up. That just little simple things like that can be scarier than hell. There, there. Well, he decided hell with everybody, fuck everybody. I'm just gonna take off on my own. He's stuck ass with these girls and fuck everybody. And then now he comes back and he's injured and mortally wounded. Now he's asking for Ash's help. What a jerk. And there Linda sits on the floor, twirling her hair, just loving it. She's having a great time. Not gonna let us leave, Ash. Not gonna, yeah. Cheryl was right. Yeah. I tried to tell you, dumbass. We're all gonna die. All of us. We're not gonna die. I said, we're not gonna die to you pushing in this chair. We're around the rim. Scotty, wake up. And he's beating him up against his fucking eyeballs are bleeding. He's gonna shove him against the fucking couch. Wake up, Scotty, I'm talking to you. I don't want to die. You're not gonna leave me, are you? Are you, Ash? Ah. I'm not listening to me, for God's sakes. Trees, yeah, that's what she tried to tell you, man. Trees are alive. She tried to explain it. Y'all didn't listen. It's probably the only thing wrong with going 4K on this is you're able to see, you know what I mean? You're able to see makeup lines and you know what I mean? You're able to see the low production value a little easier. Definitely. Definitely is Kessler. Definitely. Real good one. A lot of those early ones, man. I don't think Lance Henriksen or Bill Paxton ever made a bad film, did they? Either one of them. You put the two of them in there together, man. Plus, I can't remember the kid's name. You got the little kid from River's Edge in there, and what's her name? And Samuel Spire, and a few other films. The blonde haired chick. Can't remember her name, but I mean, you know, okay, I'm talking about from River's Edge. The one that plays Keanu Reeves' little brother, little punk kid that runs about day and night creating havoc. He plays the kid vampire, which I do believe in Near Dark. Isn't he supposed to be older than all of them, basically, or at least most of the other vampires? If I remember correctly, it's been years since I've seen Near Dark. It seems like to me he's older than most of them. Like he's one of the older vampires of the group because they're riding around in an RV, and I and it seems like during one of those first they talk about like he's one of the older vampires or the oldest or something like that. Next Sunday afternoon, like the Sunday afternoon wake up call. I think I'm gonna do the remake because, but you know, by then I should definitely have my Screen Factory 4K in, so I'll plug in and check it out. Oh, Tuesday it will be on American World in New Jersey's channel, and we will be talking about going over backwards and forward the Dawn of the Dead remake. Speaking of remakes, we'll be discussing that at 8 p.m. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm looking forward to that too. That should be a lot of fun. Me and Jersey and Internet Eric might be coming through. He's over there on Jersey's channel. I love this nursery rhyme. Time to go to sleep. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you. Not another sleep. Time to go to sleep. Useless, useless, and time will come for you. No, time will come for him, and then will come for you. She was. If you ever look when he drags her out to the door and leaves her there, the way she's reading back on, that looks scary, man. It's a pretty cool fact. I like. He's basically dead, brother. Scotty's dead, man. He just poured, trying to give him a little bit of water. He just poured it in the he just kind of just pours out the side. Yeah, he ain't drinking shit no more. He's dead. He's dead, man. You just pouring water down into his throat from. It's not even getting down to his throat. He's just kind of pouring out. God. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, it was that knocked Scotty out. The next guy out the couch. Here she comes. Ah, that Kandarian dagger's just a nasty motherfucker, man. Pretty cool. I like that little one here that yeah, here it's pretty cool. This one, if you notice, they changed the Kandarian dagger, and this one it's kind of like it's like a spine. In the original Evil Dead movie, it's actually a blade. They changed it around. That's the first time I really noticed that. That they actually changed the Kandarian. Man, you gotta do something with her, man, because she just keeps coming back. Chain her to something or some shit. Do some shit like you did the last one. Watch them from down in the cellar. And she could bust that thing open any time and come in there after them, but she's not to. Yeah, here we go. Here's like a recreation of the scene. He's chaining her down here to the table with the chain and come along. First, yep, here we go. And he sees the necklace they got her. It's really before Bruce Campbell decided what kind of actor and what kind of what he wanted to be. All the seasons of Tales from the Dark Side. Oh yeah, yeah. I've got that too. It's very cool. Very very good little show. It's one of I guess one of George Romero's coolest little things that he ever did. Really, of course, my favorite shit that he ever did was, of course, the original trilogy, his original zombie trilogy. But I love his whole body of work too. I got the Second Sight Martin coming next month, and of course, I just like his whole body of work, especially Tales from the Dark Side. It's something when they mention George Romero and his work, you know, a lot of people don't mention Tales from the Dark Side. So I'm glad you did. There's a bigger, yes, it definitely does. Definitely does. If you know anybody, matter of fact, if you know anybody that is selling, I want this slipcover. You know anybody that's selling this slipcover cheap, let me know because I'm wanting to have this collector's edition. I hate having Screen Factory collector's editions. I think it's a damn light there. Um, I hate having Screen Factory collector's editions without the slipcover. At this point, out of over 200 collector's editions, there's only two that I don't have the slipcover for, and that's one of them. Darkman and Poltergeist 2 are the only two that I have that don't have the slipcover. But yes, it definitely does. Like I said, that's what Raimi did because he wasn't able to do the Batman. He was first in line to do Batman, but then you know, and somebody else we all know and love stepped in. He decided to come up with his own little dark type hero, and he came up with Darkman. Very live. Yeah, very live. Isn't that one with Tim Matheson? Is that the one with Tim Matheson in it? I know there's a couple of buried alive. I'm thinking that's the one with Tim Matheson. Frank Darabont, that's the name of it. Oh, I always hate that when they're taking it and you just see the nails just digging back into the flesh over and over and over again. Kind of the same thing as in the early 2000s, they had that thing. For some reason, they got completely just all caught up in it, fascinated with somebody getting ready to be drug along and drug away. You'd have them clamp down with their nails and jerk back and have the nails bend back. Oh my God, it drove me crazy. Every film started doing that. Hey James, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. Thanks for giving me that like, man. I appreciate it. How you doing, brother? Good, hopefully. Or was altered's cool, yeah. Altered, but that's the one done by the ones that did Blair Witch, right? Did Blair Witch Project. They also did Exists, which is a good one too. That's a really good found footage Bigfoot show. No one hasn't seen Exists. That's a good one. Check it out. Um, let's see here. Yeah, that's done by Eduardo Sanchez and Daniel Merrick. The Burrowers too. Yeah, the Burrowers. I haven't seen that. And Splinter. Splinter. That's when I watched it with my youngest son. First time I ever seen it. Maybe, oh man, 5, 6, 7 years. But I think Altered is the same one. I think that's the one they did right after Burrowers. But they also did found footage um, of Exists, and it's about Bigfoot. And it's a good Bigfoot movie. Good Bigfoot. Spot Nicholas Cage is a fan of Dr. Giggles. No. Did you hear the Screen Factory's coming out with Dr. Giggles? I was a little disappointed that that's not going to be a collector's edition. Might as well be, you know what I mean? It's definitely obtained that cult status. Boom! He stands up like motherfucker. Nah. What you think about the Renfield ready to come out? Think it's going to be good, or you think it's going to lean a little bit too much on the corny side? I'm afraid it might lean too much. I mean, I think that's what film is just supposed to be. I mean, I think that's just what it was intended to be. But I'm hoping that they do it right. You know, if you're gonna go a little corny, just do it good corny, if that makes sense. But yeah, I was happy to see that Screen Factory is going to release Doctor Giggles. It's needed a good boutique release for a minute. I just wish it was collector's edition so we could get a good slipcover and you know lots of good features. But the crush, Jennifer Rubin. Oh yeah, Bad Dreams. Oh yeah, from Nightmare 3, Dream Warriors. Yeah, it's Bad Dreams, bro. Cool little show. Not talked about much, you know. It kind of fell in with the Dream Warrior stuff. You know what I mean? It's where it's during that little point in time there in the late '80s where a lot of horror films were going the you know, the horror dream type thing. You know, it's not talked about very much. You got kind of a you definitely got a wide range of horror taste. Guess what? I like that, man. That's cool. That's cool. You got to have a wide range taste, man. Got to. Skinner Cop one and three. You know, I've never seen the Scanner Cop. I love Scanners, the original Scanners, but I've never seen Scanner Cop. Scanners, the original Scanners, is one of my favorite films of all time, man. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. But I've never seen the Scanner Cops. My buddy Phil, he he's a fan of the Scanner Cop movies. He got that box set. Hey Jerry, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. Ray 15th. Yeah. Next Pro. Mad Max and Fast and Furious. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. With yeah. Charlie Sheen. Yeah. I haven't seen that in many years either. You know, he made right before that. The Boys Next Door was a really good one too. Did you ever see that? With him and Maxwell Caulfield? That's one nobody ever talks about. It was released by one-on-one films here a couple of years back. So visiting hours. Well, visiting hours, yeah. That's a pretty good Screen Factory release too. So that double. Can't remember what. I don't have that one yet. That's well, the 200 and some that I have. What else is on the visiting hours? I don't remember. On 23, we get some speaking Blu-ray. Century Night Flyer. Yeah, yeah. Caulfield and Sheen kill people. Yes, yes. Where they, yeah, they graduate from high school. They're kind of like the high school. You know, they're like the cast outs. And the day they graduate, they head out to Los Angeles, and Maxwell Caulfield's a nut, man. It's kind of crazy. And Sheen just kind of follows him around, and you know, they end up killing a shitload of people. Pretty good show. I remember seeing that when I was, God, 11, 12 years old. With him. Good. So, I haven't seen it. I've not seen that, man. Mark Hamill's the killer. That sounds interesting. Hell yeah. Midnight Ride. You remember write that down. Midnight Ride. Anything. If Mark Hamill's the killer, sign me up, man. That sounds interesting. Mark Hamill's a bad guy. Yeah. Remember the thing of the eye with him. Remember where he gets the killer's eye? That's pretty cool. Go ahead and play it too. Oh man. See, you notice in this original Evil Dead how much more serious. I mean, you know, something about Bruce just kind of comes off goofy anyway, but you can see how much more serious he is in this one. You know what I mean? He hadn't found his his comedy footing yet, so to speak. Curious, we were at Exactly an hour and 15 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes to go. In case anybody's wondering, in that 1991, yeah. Clancy Brown is great, man. Rucker Howard is great. Clancy Brown is fantastic. First thing I ever seen Clancy Brown in, man, was Bad Boys from like 1982, 83 with Sean Penn. You remember that film? That was a really good film. Remember he played Law Viking. Remember it was him and Tweety. Remember it's where Sean Penn goes to maximum security boys school because he accidentally kills Paco's little brother when he's trying to escape from the robbery, and he runs over Paco Moreno's little brother, and they send him at maximum security boys school. And law friend or Viking Clancy Brown, young Clancy Brown, is in there, and he's one of the one of the big time major bullies in there. You remember that one? David Warner is another great one, man. We just lost him a year or two back. Fred Ward. Fred Ward did a lot of great films, man, from Tremors. Yeah. He was in another one, mid 80s film with C. Thomas Howell called Secret Admirer. It was pretty entertaining. Bad Boys 1983. Yeah. Good show, man. It's the second show that I ever seen Sean Penn in. There's a big difference between, Jeff Spicoli and his role he plays in, is Mick O'Brien in Bad Boys. Bad Boys is a great, great show. But Clancy Brown, he just, that's the first time I've ever seen him. And remember, he's also in Blue Steel with Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis, Clancy Brown, Ron Silver. Freaking Ron Silver, remember him in The Entity? That's that's a hell of a show. Definitely triggers a lot of people's buttons. That movie. It's not a film. That's definitely not a film for everybody. The Entity is. Some people are just stupid fucking people, aren't they? And you notice most people that talk shit like that, they're going to say it to your face because they get the shit knocked out of them and they know it. The Brian Clancy, oh man, don't forget about him and trying to think, trying to think. Highlander. Remember Clancy and Highlander? Yeah, the Mortuary Collection. Yeah, I got that too right up here. Yeah, but you notice people like to talk a lot of shit when you can't get to them. Yeah, the Mortuary Collection. They run their mouths a lot, don't they? I guarantee you. I bet you $1,000 if that Edge X was around here. I guarantee you, if he was at my face, he wouldn't talk that same shit. We won't bet. Guarantee you. Big man when he's somewhere else, isn't he? I didn't even get into no bullshit with him. I didn't even get into no argument or no crap with him. You're always gonna have your trolls and your idiots, guys. Just cast them aside. You know what I mean? Just brush them off your shoulder and move on, guys, because they're just not worth it. Oh, Jerry. Oh man, I don't know. After Creepshow 3, I mean, I don't even remember if it was bad or not, man. I seen Creepshow 3 at least twice, and I do not remember that movie from either time. I'm not sure if it's worse to. You think it's worse to remember it and dislike it, or to see it a couple times, which is at least once more than you need to know if you like it or not, and then not remember it? Was it? I don't remember. Well, I don't remember, man. I don't remember if it was bad or not, man. Because, like I said, I watched it once and I didn't remember very much. So I figured, well, you always got to be fair and give, you got to give it another shot. So I gave it another shot, like I said, to be fair. And then I watched it again, man, and I still don't remember that fucking movie. I have like, it's like I have like blatant little pictures going through my mind, like something about it. But yeah, I mean, if you had, first of all, I think you need to get Stephen King doing some writing on it. It'd be nice since George is gone. You need to get somebody in there, that can do some good directing on it. You know what I mean? Maybe I don't know. Who do you think would do a good job of directing in it? We need somebody good, somebody good, but somebody off the wall. You know what I mean? Somebody just, somebody different. Andy, he ends up with a necklace that he gave him. And poor guy. Steps out. It's daylight, and everything is great. Everything is wonderful. Yeah, think next Sunday afternoon. I think I will do the remake. Or should I do Evil Dead 2? I might do Evil Dead 2 first. Yeah, yeah, just because. I mean, well, I do like Evil Dead 2, so I think I'll cover that. And I haven't seen it in years, so. Uh-oh. Just when you think everything's great, here it is. Here's the kick-ass cinematography view. And this is Raimi, I do believe. I think this is Raimi's idea. This is his brainchild. So you come across here, boom, through the back door, through the front. Ah, got him. Although I would have preferred a sequel, actual sequel in part 2, rather than you know, rather than a remake. Very interesting choice for ending music too. I love that podcast about screamers. Ooh, gonna do this. Oh, really? They're gonna do a watch along of it. Interesting. Interesting. Very cool. Um, well, there was the original Evil Dead, man. Um, from The Groovy Collection. But hope everybody enjoyed the watch along, enjoyed themselves. Oh, yeah. Um, join me tomorrow night, or yeah, join me tomorrow night where I start my start the Saw watch alongs. I'm gonna go straight through. I'm gonna do 1 through 7. I do believe I enjoy all those and how all the stories connect together. But tomorrow night's the original Saw. Tuesday, not sure where I'm going with that. Tuesday later on Tuesday night. But earlier on, like I said, I will be with American Werewolf in Jersey, um, and we'll be discussing the Dawn of the Dead remake. Earlier on Tuesday morning at 10:30, we'll be at the brand new episode 3 of Man Horror for All. And like I said, amongst the 100 other things that's going on, next Friday will be Friday the 13th, part 2 at 11 o'clock. Everybody join me for that as well. And I'll be with Hey Internet Eric here um, earlier on that night for Friday the 13th celebration. Thank you very much to everybody for coming and joining me tonight, or I'm used to night, this afternoon for this unusual afternoon watch along. Very much appreciate it. Everybody have a great day. Rest your Sunday afternoon, evening, and all that stuff. Much love. You're much appreciated always. I am Gorphobe, and you guys are not.